Hi, so in this video, I'm going to take two questions that kind of line up nicely together. Alicia asked, what are the best and worst aspects of Ted Tonks's parenting? And Lauren asked the same question about Ted Hackett. So I'm actually calling this video Ted and Ted. Ted Tonks is a hippie, so his parenting is very much kind of what you would expect. There's, it's all like that kind of like positive, like no corporal punishment whatsoever. It's pretty laid back. He doesn't keep secrets from her. He'll explain everything that she wants to know, so there's no lying about where babies come from. There's no lying about Santa Claus or, other mythical figures that give you gifts. Like, he's like, no, those gifts are from myself and your mother. If she asked, he would explain what sex was. He doesn't think that that's necessarily something you need to shield from children. It's a fact of life. So it can piss off other parents because children have a tendency to share that kind of information, which has probably happened. He will tell her about money. Not that he thinks that she needs to worry about money necessarily, because he does enough of that himself, but I think he's the kind of parent who wants her to understand that, nothing in life is free. Like when I was a kid, I thought that going to the bank was a way that you just generated more money. So if I wanted something, like a new toy, my mom said, "Oh, we don't have the money." And say, "Well, why don't you just go to the bank and get the money?" And no one really explained to me that that wasn't a solution. So she knows, that that's what that's all about. She probably knows how much he makes an hour, because he will make her calculate out the cost of things. At some point she probably asked for a pet, and he made her do out the math of how much a month or a year the pet was going to cost them, and then compare it against I don't know, other things that she gets. Well, if we get a dog, you can't have these other things that we buy you. We can't have cookies or sugary cereal, or we wouldn't be able to afford that kind of thing. So it's I'd say that's both a strength and again, maybe a flaw. There's no rule book on parenting that says what's good and what's bad. Otherwise, I mean, he's a pretty good parent. It's what he likes to do, more than really anything else in life. He likes to be at home and with his family. He's really affectionate, very loving, very, patient and kind, and yeah, he's a good guy. Ted Hackett, the thought of him having children is kind of terrifying. In fact, whenever I sort of imagine an alternate universe future in which that happens, he's never really in the picture because it just doesn't compute. Like him and having like even a child that isn't his in the same room together is a little bit scary to think about. Not that he's dangerous all the time. A strength would be that since children need structure, he would provide that, in that he leads a very sort of regimented life himself. He gets up at the same time every day. He does the same things in the same order, almost to like an obsessive degree, because that's sort of what keeps him in line. And he knows what keeps him, relatively sane. He knows that he has to maintain this order in his life. So that, I guess, would be a good thing. Other than that, I mean, he's patient. I guess you could say he's patient. He's really good at pretending like he's a normal person. But he can't really empathize to a degree that would make a healthy relationship really with anyone. He'd never really be able to see or understand a child as like a whole, complete other being with its own thoughts and needs and, you know, desires and all of that. He's a little bit egocentrical. Is that a word? Egocentric? In that he sort of hasn't moved past that childhood stage where you think you're the only one with sort of the complete experience, and that, you know, everybody else isn't just kind of a prop in your life. Like even his strongest relationships, like with Coralie, for instance, he respects her, but not, I guess, the same level that he would respect himself. As long as what she wants is in line with what he wants, he's fine. But the moment that starts to diverge, he can get, obsessive and controlling, and there's just a whole lane you don't want to go down. So yeah, he's just not fit. He doesn't understand people. He doesn't empathize well enough. He doesn't care enough for this to be a healthy relationship. And I mean, this is all besides the point that he can fly into like psychotic rages and hurt people. Yeah, so that could be a problem. It's just not safe. If he ever had a child, it just would be safer for everyone involved if he were not involved in its life. Yeah, and that concludes this video.